Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is if you do the first game, this is your last letter, this is S, or this is the last thing we're doing at your show. This is kind of wrapping up the show. If you do the S, this is what stands for survey, special, shopping, and snacks, or anything of that nature. But those are the 4 things that you're going to cover pretty quickly at the end to kind of wrap up the show. So number 1, the survey. That's the guest survey. We have done training on that here before. I just recently changed a couple things on the guest survey because Dana had some great suggestions. So I'll be sending that to Jen. Everything else is the same thing, or there's the 2 per page. And the different options for homeschooling and stuff that you guys have seen before. There's just a couple small little changes, and so you'll see that in what Jen sends out. I'm going to specifically mention them right now, but I thought they were really great ideas. So Dana was saying that normally on our guest survey we have, asking them what is your interest level in the business, and it ranks from 1 to 10. Well, those are a lot of the numbers, and that can make it be overwhelming to someone. Plus, a lot of questions that we get from new jewelers is, well, what number do you give them a curiosity packet? At what number do you follow up with them? When do you schedule an OP? That kind of thing. How do you gauge 1 through 10? There's a lot of numbers to gauge there. So Dana has cut her numbers down to 1 through 5. Okay, and once again, the numbers are backwards. I know we talked about that before, why the numbers are backwards. But instead of 1 through 10, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so she straight up says, she tells them, get out your guest survey, fill out the top and everything. And then she said, okay, so if you circle number 1, that means, no, I have no desire to do Premier whatsoever. And she's telling them this, so they know when they're circling something, they know exactly what your response is going to be. So they have an expectation of that response. They're not surprised by that response from you. And they know then, they know kind of what level, how am I trying to say this? Since they know that they're giving you a specific number, they know how you're going to respond and what you're expecting of them as well. Okay, so if they circle in a 2 or a 3, you are going to send home with them that day a curiosity packet, which I'll show you my curiosity packet in just a minute. And then you're going to follow up in a couple of days with Gala Unger's conference call, which that's what this is for, this handout that you guys just got. At the top, there is a number that they can call. Everything now is free with our cell phones, long distance. There's the access code. And I'm not exactly sure how long the call is.
I listened to it. I think it's just under 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was right around 30 minutes. And this is just a little handout that they can, as they're listening to the call, they follow along through, and they can fill in all the blanks. It's the entire business plan. So if you're a new jeweler and you're not comfortable with the business plan, this would be great to send somebody to listen to it, and then say, okay, if you get through the whole thing, and you get the last fill in the blank, and you call me and tell me what it is, I'll give you, a stretch rate for listening to it. Those are 50 cents. Also, if you're a new jeweler or even a veteran jeweler, it's a great call to listen to just to kind of hear somebody else present the business plan in a different way. But this covers everything. It's very detailed, but it's very effective. So if they circle a 2 or 3, you tell them, I'm going to send you home with a small packet today of information, and then I'll follow up with you. And you don't have to tell them how you're following up with them, but you know that you're going to send them an email in the next couple of days or a text with that information and that document so they can follow up. It's also possible if they are interested in getting more information and listening to a call ahead of time and they tell you that, you can just stick this in their curiosity packet and so they can go home with it and they have the information right there. So then if they circle a 4 or a 5, that means they would like to meet one-on-one with you. And my recommendation is that you always have them meet one-on-one with you in 24 to 48 hours. If somebody ever says the words to you, I'm interested in this business, capitalize on that excitement immediately and have them meet with you in 24 to 48 hours. That seems like a quick, short time period. There's times, of course, where that's impossible, but the quicker that you can meet with them, you're going to capitalize on that excitement and you're not going to miss the opportunity for them potentially becoming a jeweler. I do also say to these people, if you do circle a high number, don't worry, this comes with a no stalker guarantee. I'm not going to show up in your driveway. I'm not going to, be coming after you to expect you to sign up. This is just so I know what kind of information to give you or how you would like your information. As you know, also on the bottom of this survey that you guys have seen before, there's still the 2 options if they do want to put on there, I want to be the fly on the wall. That's kind of more a code to you. Don't say anything to them at the home show. Call them the next day, follow up with them as well. And I went ahead and put my incentive now on the bottom of my guest survey. It says, if you agree to meet with me one-on-one, so you circle a 4 or 5 basically, you're going to get $25 in free jewelry from me. So I just go ahead and have that there. So so they can see that. I might mention as well. I usually read the guest survey to them as they're filling it out. So that's the first part of the S, so the survey. The second part is the special. If you are running a special, which we don't generally encourage that too often because you're here for the money, or if Premier's running a special like a hostess promotion or a customer special or something like that, this would be the time that you would mention that special. If you're in your quick start or something like that, and you're mentioning your special, this would be the time you would do that. Then the third S is for shopping. So explain where you're going to be for checkout. Be like, hey, I'll be in the kitchen at the island with my checkout materials, so come find me. Just so you know, the best place to be for checkout is close to the jewelry table so that you can hear the conversation, because people are going to be trying on jewelry. They might have a question. You're right there, or you can hear what they're saying. And maybe if, like, I wonder how this can be worn, they might be just saying that to their friend. You can pipe in and be like, oh, it can be worn all these different ways. Explain how the types of payment that you accept during this time, and also this is a good time to mention like the shipping and how quickly it does come. I usually tell people it takes 1 to 2 weeks, just because if I put the show in that day, it usually does arrive within about a week. I have had occasionally where hostesses are ready to put their show in and be done that night. But then there's other hostesses out there who usually need a few days to collect a couple more orders or decide their wish list, so then it can take a couple weeks. I do say to them, it all depends on when I get the final orders from the hostess. And once I get those orders from her, then it will be shipped. So, and then once it's shipped, I do let the hostess know that. And I'll tell her customers or her friends that night that she'll be aware of when it has been shipped, so you can check with her about when it should arrive. And then, of course, the last S is snacks. So this is where I just say, don't forget there's snacks still in the kitchen. Make sure you eat some of Jen's fabulous brownies, or just kind of put a plug in there to encourage fellowship, encourage people to stick around, because that usually encourages a little bit more shopping as well. Questions about, that's how I usually close out my show. Any questions about that?
Did you canvass the survey, or is that?
No, I did not. I'll make sure that's in Jen's
You may have said that.
email. Okay, that's all for the